All right, sorry about that, guys. Video cut off on me, but yeah. Following up where we were, so yeah, Spidey starts going at it with all these guards in there, and because he at this point he's kind of been discovered, because he starts off from the ceiling just talking to this one guy and just kind of like getting the drop on him, but then like all these other guards start to come off the elevator at the that at the same time, and so he basically starts battling with all of them, and he's going at it. He's going at it with all these guards, all by himself, and then he says, he's like Venom. He's like, where is he? He's like, first one who talks gets to stay conscious. So he's like kicking all these guards' butts. And then Carlton Drake, takes notice of him. Looks like, I don't know if he's watching him on a screen here or like through a window or something, but it's probably like a screen. And he probably like security camera, and he notices that Spidey's, taking out all these different guards. And then, he starts talking to Eddie Brock, and he's like, it appears, Mr. Brock, that you have a champion and that you've just become more trouble than you're worth. And it says, Dr. Emerson, instigate removal procedures. So I guess he's basically trying to, he gets the doctor to use this thing, like maybe this beam or something that basically tries to like completely rip the bond of Eddie Brock and the symbiote. So he's trying to remove the Venom symbiote like completely from Brock, which he does. And you can like see like even like the last of the symbiote kind of leaving Brock's finger right here. I think that's a really cool, drawing right there. Really cool art. You can see the last little sliver of symbiote coming off of Brock's finger, and he's like obviously in a lot of pain as it's being separated from him. And then you go over here, and Carlton Drake kind of addresses Spider-Man, I guess, through like the intercom. And he says, the screen, he says, attention, Spider-Man, I have some news you may find of interest. And then Spidey's kind of thinking, this is a thought bubble. He says, Carlton Drake, he says, then the Life Foundation is behind all this. So now he's kind of got like the link that he was looking for to, between the Life Foundation and all these like, creature sightings that he's been seeing. And then Carlton Drake says, you say you've come for Venom, undoubtedly to bring that miscreant to justice. But as you can see on the screen behind me, that particular necessity no longer exists. And you can see on the floor, Brock basically appears dead. Like his body looks like cold, and his eyes are like, wide open. His mouth is hung open, and he basically looks like he's like deceased. And then this is like a thought bubble, I'm sure, from Spider-Man. It's like, Eddie Brock dead? And then it says, maybe, but one thing's for sure. Spidey will wish he was dead when he runs into big problems in the next issue. Another symbiote? Nah. 5. This says 5 of them. Check it out in 30 days. So that is one hell of a way to end a comic, man. That is crazy. So obviously at the end, you've got that last shot of all 5 of the main symbiotes, Venom's kids. You got Scream, Lasher, Phage, Ryany, Agony, and Riot. I can't talk. Sorry, bro. And I'm not exactly sure who's who, but I'm pretty sure this for sure I know is Riot, because based on the Venom movie, I know this is Riot. The gray one for sure is Riot. She's Scream. Phage, I want to say, is the yellow one, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I think Agony is the pink one, the other girl symbiote. I think that's Agony, and then Riot, I think, is the green one, but I could be wrong on that. If you guys know, feel free to correct me in the comments down below, because I'm not completely sure like who's who, except for like I know her, I know him. I'm like 99% sure that this is a Phage, but I could be wrong. I think that's Agony. I'm pretty sure that's Lasher, but I could be wrong on that. But yeah, you guys let me know down below in the comments. But man, that was like a really, really cool comic, man. I really enjoyed that comic a lot. It's a very quick one. You can see it's pretty thin, very thin comic, but it's really, really cool. It's brief. It gets to the point like right away, tells a great story. And I loved reading it, man, from start to finish. I thought it was really, really good. Sorry if I kind of was like tripping over my words. I know I kind of rushed through this comic because, I knew the video was gonna run out. I only had like a certain time limit on the first section of the review, so I was trying to get through it as quickly as possible. But yeah, this is like a really really great comic. I definitely recommend it if you can find it, if you have the time to read it. Again, this is Lethal Protector Venom, part 4 of 6. So it should say that in the top, left corner, part 4 of 6, and then you got Marvel right here. 4th of May, I guess, is when it was issued or whatever. You got like the little approved by the Comics Code Authority right there. So that's very cool. That's how you know it's official. And then right there it says, in writing right there, it says Bagley and Panosian. So I don't know if Panosian is like another artist or maybe one of the writers that worked on the comic. But either way, Mark Bagley definitely has like the main presence, at least for the cover art, that's used on this comic. So that stood out to me right away. When I saw this, I was like, man, I gotta read and review this on the channel for sure. So very very cool comic. I loved it, man. Cool story there. That's something that I would love to see, like that whole storyline. I would love to see that in film. And I feel like they're kind of doing something with that right now, like with the whole, you got the whole the Tom Hardy Venom like series. The third Venom is coming out very soon. If it's not out already, I don't think it is, but the trailer came out not too long ago. Venom 3: The Last Dance, and so I'm kind of excited to see that one. I saw the first 2 Venom movies. I enjoyed the first one. The second one was all right. Carnage, I guess it wasn't my favorite take on Carnage, but it wasn't bad. I had enough enjoyment for it. I know a lot of people like really didn't like that version of Carnage, which I can understand. But I thought it was like an okay movie. Definitely not like the best, but it was all right. But Venom 3, I'm hoping is going to be really good because I don't know if I think Toxin is like the rumored villain for this new one. And I mean, based on the trailer, I can't really like confirm or deny that. Like, I feel like I haven't seen any like real clear shots that would, clearly show Toxin being in the movie. I know he like that weird big alien thing is like trying to attack Venom on the plane in that one scene, but I don't know if that's supposed to be like Toxin. It definitely doesn't look like, how Toxin looks in the comics, but I mean, that could be their version of it. So, but yeah, so I heard that apparently Toxin was going to be like the big villain in this new movie. So, if that's the case, I'll be excited to see, Venom kind of take him on. And apparently this is supposed to be like the last Venom movie. It's like a trilogy, so I guess like this is gonna be the last one. But just I feel like again, like they kind of followed like a little bit of this story that they had in this comic, like with the first Venom movie and how Carlton Drake was there and he had like his whole basically I don't even know, did they call it the Life Foundation in the movie? I'm sure they probably did because it's based on the comics, so I'm sure that's what it was called. And he had like his whole utopian society and trying to extract those symbiotes like the spawns and everything, and kind of create his own protectors and whatnot. And then obviously he became Riot, and so yeah, it's kind of cool that the Venom movies are excuse me, kind of following the comic storyline. So yeah, so I think that's like a kind of cool thing. But this comic, man, really really dope. I enjoyed it a lot. I would probably, it's a quick comic, it's a quick read through. It's always like kind of hard for me to rate these things, but I think this one is really well executed because you'll notice that when I was reading through it, you probably noticed that it was kind of jumping back in between like different cities and kind of like things that were happening simultaneously in different like cities and stuff. So you went from, Mojave Desert. We were in Cali, we were back in New York, back to Cali, like, San Francisco, Mojave Desert, briefly in New York with Mary Jane, then San Francisco, like Santa Cruz. like all those different cities. So I really like that they kind of showed like everything that was happening and tied it together where it all made sense. And it was just like a really cool, well written story, I think. So yeah, man, I think it's a. I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it like a. I'm gonna give it like a 9.8 out of 10. I mean, I think it's a pretty damn good comic. Definitely an A-worthy comic in my opinion because it tells the story quickly enough. It gets to the point while keeping it exciting, and Spidey's got like his little quippy moments in there. I know I didn't like show the pages that long, but again, if you go back and pause, you can see like all the little dialogue between Spidey and Scream and all the people that he interacts with, the police officers, Carlton Drake, Mary Jane. Like it feels very Spider-Man, which is obviously what I love. I mean, that's why I'm reading it, right? So if you're a Spidey fan, I definitely highly recommend this comic. I think you'll enjoy it quite a bit. You definitely won't regret it. But yeah, this is a really, really cool read, man. Here's like a look at the back of it. This looks really cool. This kind of has got my interest as well. When I was looking at this, Zit Fighters from Outer Space. I've never heard of these people, but the artwork looks really cool. So I might end up reading this at some point. But yeah, man, that's gonna be my review of the Venom Lethal Protector Part 4 of 6 comic. And then I really like this little piece down here as well. Iron Man 1963, 1993. It's a cool little artwork, little picture right there. But yeah, that's going to be my quick read through and review of that comic. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, could you please leave a like for your boy on the video? Feel free to leave a comment down below. Any comics that you would want to see me read or like review in the future, definitely comment those down below. I'll be happy to look at those suggestions and see what I can find. Again, I've got like a whole slew of comics, coming to the channel, provided to me by my good buddy Zeth. So yeah, man, like be looking out for plenty of comic reviews in the future. I got some more figure reviews I'm going to be dropping right after I drop this comic review. I just wanted to make sure I got this comic review out before I dropped any more figure reviews, because I know you guys are probably overwhelmed with figure reviews and not enough like comics and other things that I promised to bring to the channel. So I definitely wanted to get another comic review out first. But yeah, got a couple other figure reviews to drop right after this goes up. So hope you guys will check those out. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. Check out all the content on the channel. Leave your thoughts, your feedback. I'll be happy to look and reply. And everybody have a blessed and safe weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Bye.